was also a strike leader in 1988 uprising in the town of Rome, that is the native town of the late dictator General Newin. That time they were split up between the army and the defense and air force. But we have been expecting that and not at the moment happen. I do not think it will happen. That's why I'm expecting more support from the international community like UN troops. That is the only solution and our people can be protected. These generals are very stubborn, very manipulative, and very difficult to deal.
Dr. Win Naing, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, estate agents have a reputation for employing whatever underhand methods they can in order to ensure a sale. But is this reputation deserved or just a popular myth?
Well, we're joined by a man who could help shed some light on all of this. Former estate agent, don't boo, Pav Sheen. He started up a website called beatstheagents.com. So poacher turned gamekeeper even. What was the worst thing you ever did when you were an estate agent?
I think quite a common tactic with a lot of estate agents, that they need a lot of properties on the market in order to stay afloat so they can sell them. There were situations that I'm aware of where you'd go in to do a valuation with somebody and you can't quite get the business, so you'd ask for something like a one-off viewing. And you'd call around someone and to do the one-off viewing, and this person would apparently really like it and they'd say, fantastic. And you call up the owner and say, yeah, great, we've got an offer, all we need you to do is sign the contract. So of course the owner would sign the contract for a set commission and a minimum contract term of maybe 8 weeks or something like that. And of course, the buyer would then suddenly pull out, leaving the estate agent with a signed contract and 8 weeks. Of course, the buyer originally was just someone that they've put in there on purpose just to get the business.
How widespread do you think the practices are that you experience? You were an estate agent for around 2 years, but how many estate agents did you work for? How many times did you see these kind of underhand practices?
I worked for about 4 or 5 agencies, and I think it was quite common throughout. I mean, there are a number of key strategies that are used throughout a estate agency, and a lot of things just come off of that as well. So, it's quite a national practice, I'd probably say, yeah.
There is a new ombudsman scheme, I think, coming into place. Is that going to make any real difference to the way that estate agents operate, and more importantly, the kind of service that people who are buying and selling homes get?
Well, I think we're due now some sort of code of conduct service, and perhaps even I'd go as far as to say some sort of secure offering service, where people are putting forward offers and they can be properly vetted. I think personally, in this country, there's no way of really knowing if an offer's gone forward. People can just, do it on speculation and conjecture and things like that, and you just have to take the agent's word for it. So, anything to improve that would be great.
So what are your top tips? I'm actually looking for a property at the moment and selling. So what are your top tips for me, other people like me who are going through the process now? And I have to say, a lot of people do tear their hair out with estate agents, because in my situation, you say, well, this is what I'm looking for, this is the area I'm looking in, and then they phone you up or email you and they say, oh, well, we've got this one. Well, is it here? Is it this? No, it's not, but you should really go and see. You kind of put under that kind of pressure selling.
Yeah. Well, I think the best thing to do is, the internet is absolutely fantastic for viewing properties and things like that, but still, you won't always see all the properties that are on the market online. So the best thing to do is to get into all the agencies and view as many properties as you can. I've dealt with people who've only ever dealt with me as an agent, and that limits their scope and to see what else is out there and whether they're actually paying the right price for what they're buying. I'd say getting to as many agencies as you can, see as much as you can, and then there's no rush. There are properties out there.
But that's not what they're telling us. They say all the time, oh, quick, it's going to go within seconds, put an offer in today.
Isn't the reality, excuse me, that now with the internet, you don't need estate agents, that you can go direct to somebody that's buying or indeed selling a house?
Oh yeah, certainly. I think the internet has really opened up a lot of things. I don't think it's really been taken grasp of as it could have been. But there are companies out there who will, you can sell your property online, and you can get as much exposure. I think there was a statistic saying something like 80 to 90% of properties all purchased are first viewed via the internet. So yeah, I think it's something that people should definitely look into in a big way. Yeah.
Okay, Pav, thank you very much indeed for coming in.
Thank you.
Now, one of Britain's most recognisable landscapes has been changed forever this